Hi everyone, it's Anne-Marie from Seienstyle, and today I have Claudia from Dreadlocks from California with
Hi.
me. We're here to just talk a bit about Claudia's dreadlock journey and for her to become a professional dreadlock maker. Um, Claudia, would you want to share with me how you even came in, like what was your first impression of dreadlocks? Do you remember?
I remember, yeah, it was like about 4 or 5 years ago. I was just searching on YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
And first, how I started was, dyeing my hair in purple. So, and then, how YouTube is like kind of you click on one video and then takes you all over the place. And I saw dreadlocks, and I didn't even know at that time that's a possibility for me to have like dreadlocks too,
Mm-hmm.
as a person with straight hair. And I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't sure if dreadlock is something for me, like if it's, with the looks and all that stuff. And then I just decided to have um, extensions, like synthetic extensions, wool extensions. I made them myself, tried to go all to YouTube channel and figure out how to do it. So, and then I start braiding my hair, into those extensions, which I liked it from the first day, and then since then, I just figured out to find someone, or I would, watch your videos and just dreaming about it, what it would be, because me being here in the United States and you in Sweden, it was difficult, or it would be difficult for me to come to your place. And so that's how it started.
Yeah.
So, and then I was just searching here around my place, San Francisco area, to see if someone is there, and they would charge, a lot of money, obviously, and obviously because of the San Francisco Bay Area, and and I wouldn't be sure that's the way I want it to be. You go there, you don't know, and they do something, you spend that much money, and all those thoughts what I had. So, and then I saw you offering course in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I don't know, was it 2 years ago? I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So, and then I was just thinking about it. I knew that it's not possible for me work-wise, and
Yeah.
and then 6 months later or so, I think you offered the online course, and then I thought, okay, you know what? That's your chance.
Yeah.
You couldn't go there. She's coming kind of into your house, then home. Then you have to do it now, and
Yeah.
I did. So I thought, what I just yeah grabbed the chance and did it,
Yeah.
and I'm glad about it. It just to me was um, it was something you have to, for these kind of things, especially I'm a very private person. If I don't know people, I just be very quiet maybe, or people think I'm shy or whatever thing, but it's like coming out of your box. Yeah, it's just kind of okay, that. And the good thing about it is you don't jump in a cold water. It's all step by step. It's not like kind of, okay, now tomorrow I have to call a client to come in, or a model. It's just step by step, and then you just with ease you go in the whole process of it, and that makes it much easier. That was easy for me to do. I was all of a sudden middle of the whole happening without being so overwhelmed about it. So it was a good process for me. I got to, and it changed a lot. Even my son sees that like, I know my, being like that, being out there a little bit, pushing myself, doing things what I didn't do before. It was a good and positive experience for me. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to make dreads for people now?
Now it means, my clients, when they come in and we talk obviously about those things, and they have, like, most of them not a positive experience with, just some of them were places they didn't do the right way, what, how they wanted to be, like their dreads. And to me, I always see my clients as if it would be myself. Like that's maybe my biggest problem too, because not all people are like me. And um, yeah, it's just not being like okay, what would I do that? Would I want that for myself? You know, and that one of the reasons I decided to do dreads, because I was the one who was looking for someone. I was, you know, there were many things what I wasn't happy or to because of that, you know, finding the right person for me. And I just put myself for my clients, you know, in for my clients and say, okay, there are out there people, they're in my position, and I want to be there for them. You know, when I do the dreadlocks, I think, okay, I'm helping them because my client is someone like me, how I was at that time. So that's, you know, it's like it's you know, I have the feeling that I'm doing something good, and at least, you know, it's just a little wish kind of, and you know, why not to help? Yeah.
Is it like, is it what you thought it would be to do dreadlocks on people?
As like if being
well,
like
if you would have like looked back 2 years ago and someone would have told you that you would actually start to do dreadlocks on people, the impression that you had then and what it actually is for you now, is it the same or is it different?
That's a difficult that's a question hard to answer. It No, I think for me, because I am very, I always look for things to do. You know, it's always like a beginning and a learning process. And I think when you learn to do something, then you do it, and you wouldn't have a problem. Of course, when I started, I wasn't sure about if I'm good or if that's something what I would like to do. I didn't know that's such a long time to, you know, like the process. If you want to do a whole head, you have sometimes it takes 3 days, if not 12 hours a day. And, you know, it's just it's a long process. Yeah. I didn't kind of know that. But when I start something, I think for myself, I don't go through that, you know, the process. Like, I think when I start and learn that, I'm able to do it. And I could not, you know, answer right, like the question. Well, I always like imagine, like I think back and, you know, like kind of, okay, the first time I pushed the button to see your, you know, watch your YouTube video would be the, you know, now I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you. And it's just for me, like, it's just like, you know, not dream, but it's so odd. I would never, you know, imagine at that time that the whole thing will bring me here, you know, just the first time watching your video. And it's like, it's amazing, you know, being part of the whole thing. And I'm proud of it, you know, each time when I go to your website or, you know, and see myself, I'm one of, you know, one of you guys. Just, yeah, it's a good feeling, you know. Yeah, I like it. Just, it's good. Good feeling. Yeah.
Well, one for me, one of like the beautiful things of actually doing dreadlocks on people is that it's a transformation for people. Do you see that as well? That something actually happens within them when they get there?
Yeah, that is of course when they come. I had a couple of my clients, they would come, some of them, they had dreams when they were like little, you know, one of them little girl, and she was actually angry about the mom, like why she is not black, because she wanted to have dreadlocks, and because she thought she's white she can't have dreadlocks, you know, locks. And then when she came, I don't know, many years later, she was like excited about it, and she was, you could see it. But they were at the beginning, because that's something new for them, they have like this feeling to just realizing the whole thing, you know. I have the feeling they need time to yeah, so that was more of course they are like are excited, you know. I have clients, they had like their hair, they like he was waiting 7 years for his hair to grow long, you know, and he didn't know that, oh, you can't actually extend that, and he wouldn't even need to wait that long. I mean, some don't like it, you know, especially men, they don't like to add extensions, maybe for, you know, whatever.
Maybe they're not used to it as women are. Maybe we are so used to that it's actually okay to go and put extensions into your hair, or we color our hair. And I think guys are, it's not, I don't think they go to the hair salon as often as women do.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not as natural for them.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is possible. Or some, I think some think that you could see it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when we put the extensions in, like, you know, it just kind of, you don't even see it, that it's like, it's just it becomes part of you. And some, they don't know that it's like, you know, it's just that you can see the extensions. Yeah. Some want to have it natural, you know, like their own hair. And you know, it's okay, obviously. And but I always say you can have it for the beginning, and as your hair grows in a year or two, then you just can cut it out. And that's if that's important to you know, to the client, to have their own hair dreaded, you know, just but that's their decision to make, and it's all good, you know, that's whatever everyone wants. Yeah.
So do you enjoy the work?
I do, you know, it just, you know, of course, you know, if you start, you're like, wow, I have, you know, and do, at the end of the 12 hours, you are like a little bit tired, and you want to say, okay, I'm tired. My client is probably tired sitting here for that many hours, and you're happy that it just, you know, comes to an end. But then you're excited about the next one, you know, it just obviously, okay, there is another new client, or, you know, the other one comes in and needs to have a maintenance. It's just like, yeah, it just, like, I like it. Yeah, it just, you know, every day is new. You know, every client is a new experience, and I enjoy that. Yeah, it just.
Do you find it repetitive, or like?
Or be like each time the same, going on and on. Um, you know, of course, it's just sometimes it give. No, you know, because every hair is different, I think. Every client is different. You know, they have different textures. You work with, sometimes it goes like, you don't even know or think that would be like kind of, the hair goes so easily, you know, you can work with the hair. Sometimes it's a difficult, and, you know, you try to get, you know, and that is like the, yeah, no, it's like different. It's each time different, especially with the clients. You know, you get to know the person too. You know, it's like their story, whatever they want to tell you, and, you know, you get the exchange of information. And you know, maybe at the end of our journey, my journey, I can write a book about all of them, right? You know, their lives. Yeah.
Are we allowed?
No, yeah, I mean, we shouldn't, you know, mention them like with name. Or, yeah, I don't know. No, I'm just, you know, it's just different stories. Everybody has their own story.
Yeah, because I don't think that it's for me, after like 19-20 years, I don't believe it's repetitive. And I think that still with each client that I do, I learn something new. It's really something that works for me. And I see that my hands get it, like, so I don't see it as repetitive. The work is repetitive, but the energy from the person and what happens is so different, and the exchange of stories and talk.
The work, obviously, of course, beside of, sometimes, as I said, the hair texture is always the same. But yeah, it's just, you know, the relationship you start to build with your client is just, every time it's a new person. And not every time, you know, you see your you know, old clients or the clients you had before you come back, you know, but that's something like, you know, each other, you're more comfortable with each time, and it just makes it easier, you know, for both. they can do whatever they want. Like, you know, at that moment, it's not like kind of they sit there and they don't know what to say and what to do. It just gets easier, you know, more comfortable with each other. And that's good. I actually enjoy it if someone is so comfortable to sit in my chair and does what, you know, go online, whatever at that point, and feel comfortable enough to do it. That's important to me, you know. And that's I guess that's because that's not just half hour, 1 hour. This is actually a whole day. So, and that person should be comfortable.
Have you had someone fall asleep?
Yeah, I had.
Yeah.
I had actually at the beginning, we're just kind of, well, you are, it doesn't hurt at all. And, you know, it just, and then it would just, sometimes you would hear the little snoring too.
Yeah.
So I try not to wake them up. Like, yeah, if they're comfortable, why not? I don't mind it. You know, I can do my work.
Yeah.
And they can just, you know, be comfortable. Yeah, I had.
We had one woman, she slept for, it took me 10 hours to do her hair, and she slept for the whole thing.
Wow.
It was really, I was almost like, did she take a pill or something? Like, for she woke up when I told her that I had to go and walk my dogs and have something to eat. Then
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as I actually continued to do her hair, she was just
Well, that's like, yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
she had, the funny thing is we had um, friends, old friends in common that I don't see anymore, and I wanted to know like stuff about what has happened to that person or this person. And she was just like,
well, you didn't get the chance to ask. I know, but
details. Damn.
yeah. Well, yeah. You know, as long as they're comfortable, I think that counts. Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like you really have to adapt everything after each client that you have, and to make sure that they are happy and enjoy.
Yeah.
So
That's.
you said that your son have seen a shift in you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is, or what?
Well, I think the most important thing is he sees me being busy, and sometimes, you know, that he, you know how the teenage kids are, like they want to have you, like, do you, and I, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's like, well, I would have to ask him about that, what kind of changes,
Yeah.
but
Do you feel anything within yourself that has happened by starting to do this, or?
yeah, yeah, of course. Like, you know, I wouldn't, you know, in everyday's life, you have to, for example, making calls, you know, like whatever problem comes or whatever, you need some information, you have to call people. That's something you have to do. But I was never that kind of person to advertise for myself. You know, you have to be out there to that clients know, or, you know, people know that you're there, and you have to go all through all that process, pushing yourself to, okay, now you have to do this and that, and that's a learning process too. I didn't go to school for that, to learn how to advertise myself. And you know, thank God we have all those social media to see, you know, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
I learn with every day, you know, how is the best way to put myself out there and to reach people, you know, and all that is just, yeah, taught me like kind of, okay, I'm more out there, you know. It's not like kind of being in my own, you know, sometimes it's like not, you know, life is not always about being comfortable, you know, because being comfortable is at the end it's not a exciting life.
No.
You know, if you push yourself and you need to do things which is sometimes not, you know, pleasant to do, then it's, you know, makes you like, I'm there, I'm out there, and I'm doing things for myself, for my life, for my son, you know, and it just like pushes you to do things what you never thought you could do.
Yeah.
And it is a proof to you know, to myself too. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
when I see it, oh, I had that one in me, and that's not, you just need to take the first step, and it comes. It's always the first step, and you know, it's not, that doesn't come like steps, you know, all together at once that you have to do. It's just always the first step.
Yeah.
And it's just the excitement what comes with it. And that is for me, like, you know, when I get sometimes, when I don't feel like it or whatever, then I see myself back or push myself back to that point that, okay, now you have to do something again. You know, you cannot just, uh, and that's good, you know, for my personal growth.
Yeah.
And all that. Even though I'm not the youngest now, you know, I'm not 20 something.
Neither am I.
But it just, it is, when you're younger, you think you have to do things, you know, in order to grow, or you know, you have the possibility to do things. As you get older, you think, okay, no, I'm done, I don't need to do anything. But that's not true. You know, in any age, you always have the possibility, or you should learn and add, you know. And me being my age, it just kind of, that is one of them. Like, age is not a thing. It shouldn't stop you. So you should do, you know, until the last, you know, moment, whatever you're alive, you should just add to your, you know, it's just something that gives the life value. Like, you know, just kind of, yeah.
I think, like, to push yourself beyond what it is that you are, like, if you get scared of something, it doesn't matter what it is in life, but if you actually dare to do that, I think that makes you grow, and that makes you evolve, and I think that's really valuable for you, like.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the same thing for me. It just, you know.
And you will never be finished, and like with doing dreadlocks, you will never be like fully learned, because you will learn something from each
Yeah.
client.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still in a process of it, you know, with each client is always different. And to figuring out the best way to achieve, or, you know, to get to the result I want, or my client want, you know. And I always tell them, whatever there is I can help, just, you know, let me know. It is about that. It's not like, to me, it's not really about, I mean, of course, everybody has to make a living, you know, but at the end, I don't feel comfortable if my client is not happy about that. You know, it's just the exchange. You
Yeah.
make me happy, I want you to be happy, you know. And that's, yeah, it's not like, yeah, that's important to me.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think, I hope anyway that that's one of the things I actually teach you guys, that
Mm-hmm.
you have to be um, knowing what it is that makes you joyful in life, and also, like, how do you treat your clients, and to see that you should do the best possible work that you can as a person, and be there for the clients, and yeah.
Yeah.
What would you recommend if someone wants to have dreadlocks made, like, and are a bit scared of it?
I think for me personal, obviously I would just talk, you know, for my own person, you know, I would tell them, you know, if that's, I mean, there are many things in life everybody should experience, you know. There are like wishes, of course, it's not, my wishes are not the same as yours or other people. But I think if you have a wish and you want to do something about it, you know, you want to have that, I would just go for it. I would tell, is nothing could, it's like, you know, old days they would think, for example, now we are talking about dreadlocks, like if you have dreadlocks, you just cut your hair or shave it or whatever. And of course, that's the first thing I would say. it just, if you don't like it, if you want to, you can come back, I will come it out again. You know, you have to be happy as a person, and you know about your dreads too. And that I always say, that's for me too. I always say, when I had my straight hair, I would never put them to a ponytail, because that's what I thought, doesn't look good on me. Since I have my dread, I always do that. You know, it's, and I think, I don't think there is a person that dreadlock wouldn't look good on. You know, it's just, you try it, you don't like it, you can just, but you know, everybody should try.
Yeah.
That's important. You know, it's important to do what you wish, and that's a little wish in compare with all other things you cannot have in life.
Yeah.
That's a little wish, you can just make it come true. Just go for it. You don't like it, and yeah, I mean, you know, everybody changes, everybody has, you know, or in a different mood. Today I love my dreads. Today I don't know what happens in, you know. No. But that's, I guess, part of our growth, you know, how we change, and that changes too. Yeah. And why not doing it? People go and, you know, cut their hair, shave them, go from black to blonde, you know, and dreadlocks, and I think that's the most beautiful thing. I was just talking to my client the other day, just like a crown, you know, it's your crown. And that's, I guess, the highest is not having a long blonde hair, having dreads is there, you know, that's how I think. And if it's one thing, you can make it, you know, you can have it, you do it. That's what I would say. And if you really have a problem with it, you can just, you know, calm it out. That's what would I say, yeah. Would say to my client or to that person, yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you for letting me chat with you for a bit.
Thank you, yeah.
You let people know how they can find you.
How? Yeah, I usually I have my Instagram. Yeah. I have Facebook. Yeah. And your website, you know, Seienstyle.
What's the company called?
The company called California Dreadlocks, which is like California, and Dreadlocks is like, you know, one word. Yeah. And yeah, it's just the same thing. I mean, I think if you just type in now the Google California Dreadlocks, it will just pop up, because, you know, that's what these are on Instagram and on Facebook, both. And I have my website that's the same, CaliforniaDreamlocks.com. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for today.
Thank you. Finally, you know, it just, yeah, it happened. Yeah. Okay.